welcome to the yoga session, which we will start in a seated cross-leg position, making sure that we settle the ankles and knees the way that they give us support. So you are progressing a bit forward on the edge of the block if you're using one. Maybe even support knees. It could be block, could be a folded blanket or towel for the knees. I would really invite you to settle in a very grounded position, so you don't feel wobbly on the block. And then we'll let the hands rest on the knees, and we'll set the spine up straight in our best available position, and maybe gently close the eyes for several moments of centering and grounding, which we will do with our awareness of exhale. So as you inviting the breath to settle in the comfortable rhythmic pace, focus mostly on exhalation. And with exhalation, allow the sense of gravity established in your lower body, and even in your palms and maybe even forearms. Let them to become heavy, and bring your shoulders toward the earth, while your inhale will help you to create length in the spine. Every exhale, you want to imagine roots that coming from your lower body toward the earth. Exhale will become long but comfortable without holding the breath. You allow in your respiratory system to turn on into inhalation when there is no air left in the lungs. You'll have here 5 more exhales. And then you will allow yourself maybe to open the eyes if they were closed. You might want to take the block and a towel if you used away, and just release your right ankle to be in front of the left, and to raise the hands on the top of the right knee. Get yourself into the length, and we will very gently twist, maybe in dynamic way. That means you're gonna release, and on exhale you twist again, and then inhale, and then exhale, twist, and go a couple of more times just to warm up the spine. We sit straight, and that might be challenging. A lot of effort from the spinal muscles to support the spine, and then we'll return back to the center. We'll change the legs. Bringing the right shin down to the floor, readjust your sit bones, interlace the hands on the top of the knee, hug your knee, bring the left arm behind, and again we'll go into those pulses. So inhale when you face in front, exhale as you twist. Inhale when you come straight, and exhale, twist. Let's go for 3 more. And 1 more, and then and let's release. So we might just shake the legs a little bit and circle the ankles, because we might feel a bit of a tightness in the knees to sit in the cross leg position. And then we'll return back into cross leg position, maybe this time trying to bring the opposite ankle in front. Again, we're gonna try to create a symmetry. So if you're finding that your one knee is very high, use again some support. And this time we will go into head circles to warm up the neck. So we warmed up with a twist, a bit of a thoracic spine, and this time we'll just want to make sure that our neck feels free from any tension. When you are moving your head, try not to go too fast. Try to hit the full range of movements. Think of 8 points. Is one on the front, collarbone, ear to the shoulder, chin up, head in a 45-degree extension, straight ahead and extension, then opposite side, ear, collarbone, and center. And then I'll finish the last one for both direction and get your head up high and keep some space in the neck. We will hug our shoulders and we'll try to go in a circular movement for thoracic spine. That might be a bit of a challenging for some of us, but think again of those 8 points. So you're rounding a chin down, and then you rotate toward your one of the knees. And then you come into side bend, but the side bend is only in the upper body. And then you slightly open in the chest, come in slight extension, 45-degree. Then come in an extension on the center. Then rotating shoulders and gaze slightly to the opposite side. Then come into side bend. Then you bring your nose pointing the knee and then come to the center. If it's really confusing for your body, do your best trying to move a shoulder and head in a circular movement above your hips. Just imagine that your hips and legs are really locked on the mat and you're moving head and shoulders around. So massaging the thoracic spine, bringing some mobility into this very rigid section of the spine. So let us finish the last 2 for the both direction. Even if it feels really out of your control, muscular control, I mean, you're still moving, you're still trying. And let us release the arms and get yourself up straight. So for now, you should feel some warm up along the thoracic spine and the neck. We will release the arms and we'll go into a couple of shoulder circles as we will start using. We're today going to work on the strength of the muscles that's supporting the shoulders, supporting the push and pull, and that change the circular movements. And as you move in the shoulders, I want you to connect the movement of the top of the shoulder to the shoulder blade. So you keep your shoulder blades elevated, then retracted, then depressed, and then protracted. And I hope you change in direction as well. So as we create in the circle with the shoulder, like we have a marker here, we can draw the circle. We also move in the shoulder blade. So we want to warm up those small muscles that support the shoulder blade. And then we'll bring the arms in front, palms facing each other to start with, and we will squeeze the shoulder blades, and then we'll bring the arms forward. And when you do that, you're making sure that you're not moving your spine, the whole movement happening in the shoulder blades. And here a couple of more times. Then maybe shake your arms, and we're gonna bring the palms out here into the extension and then flexion. So move your palms a couple of times. Try not to bend your palm in a finger knuckles here, the finger joints, but keep the palms straight, and then stop and then go with palms from side to side, but do not move your forearm. So only the wrist movement. It would be very limited in one direction. It's okay. And just shake your arms. Now we're going to bring the arms into this position. So this is like a plank position, right? The wrists are flexed, and I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades and push. Squeeze or protract and retract with this position of the wrist, because that's what we do when we come into the plank, when we come into downward dog. We want to be aware of this upper body position, and very often just a flex position of the wrist give us a little bit of a confusion of what to do with the shoulders. And you of course controlling your top, your trapezius. You're not shrugging your shoulders, they're not letting the shoulders to be lifted. Couple of more times, and just shake your arms. And we're going to come one more movement. We'll for the warm-up, we're going to bring the arms up, and first just keep again palms facing each other, and we're going to go elevation and depression of the shoulders. Okay, and try not to bend your elbow. I know it's really hard to move it separated. If it's hard for you to do it with two arms, do just with one arm. Feel how this part moving up and down, and then just do the same for the second arm. Maybe it's a little bit easier for you, and then try to do both maybe. So see how that goes. Very good. Yes, excellent. Yeah, so it's I can see that one of the movements, like you keeping one arm straight and the other is bending, just showing you that one shoulder blade just have a little bit less mobility, but that's a great try. Okay, and shake your arms, and we'll do one more. So pretend that you now holding the ceiling, and again lift, so kind of a shrug your shoulder blades and then drop. Lift and drop, but keep the palms flexed. So flexing the palm like we had it in the front, again giving us a little bit of the challenge to operate with the shoulders. Much harder. Yes, you feel your triceps. That's good. Yes, and let's shake the arms. Great. So let us now come off the seated position. Placing the blocks on the side of the mat, and you might want to put the band, prepare the band to be also in front of the mat in open way, so we can pick it up anytime when we need it. And we'll come into tabletop position. So we warmed up quite good the upper body, but we don't want to feel rigid in the lumbar spine. So here I would invite you to try to move your pelvis in extension and flexion, so pelvic tilt, but I want you to do it in separation from the rest of the spine. Again, can you keep your head, neck, and the upper back really solid, and only move your pelvis? So getting your pelvic tilts here in separation from the rest, so you're not dropping your head, because if you drop your head, you're probably flexing your upper back. Keeping the neck parallel, having this control, helping you to separate the lumbar spine movements. And then on one of them, you adding the rest of the spine and coming to cat stretch. And I want you to emphasize this push. So you're pushing the floor and you're pulling the belly in into the spine. Really long spine here, and then very slowly go into the cat stretch, lifting the chin up. And then again, go all the way into the cat, and all the way into the dog. And let's go for 3 more. And of course, you're trying to connect breath into the movement, and basically breath is guiding your movement. And we'll finish the last one and come into the neutral position, taking the right arm up, so creating a bit of a rotation. And I would invite you to pulse your right palm back, so feeling some stretch on the front of the shoulder and chest. You might be very limited, so try your best to keep your elbows straight. And then we're going to bring the right arm under the chest, rearrange where you feel comfortable to support yourself with the left hand, and push yourself backward, stretching the back of the right shoulder. Exhale here, and then come into the tabletop position. We'll practice that on the other side, lifting the left arm up and pulsing backward. So you're feeling stretch on the front of the arm pit, but you feel restriction when the shoulder blades is pressed into the spine. So here in this tabletop position, it might be much more challenging than, let's say, in standing or sitting, when the spine is in a vertical position. And then bring your left arm down to the floor, rearrange your right hand and push yourself backward, twisting, some stretch on the back of your shoulder, and release. We will set the knees a little bit apart, pressing the hips toward the heels and extending the arms. And if you're able to bring the forehead down to the floor, that's great. But if your forehead not reaching with the straight arms, just keep it a little bit higher, trying to arrange your head between the arms. You might use the block for the forehead if you're really high. And here, try your best to feel how your chest is released toward the mat, and you're forcing your thoracic spine into some extension. You might even feel some clicks. And a lot of a stretch happening in the front of the chest. So keep it here a bit gentle for now. And then we'll lift the torso and we'll bring 2 blocks under the palms. So our palms will be lifted as we come to the same position. Again, your head might reach the floor, might not. But because you're lifting your palms, you feel more stretch on the front of the shoulders. And like we try to keep the arm overhead in seated position, and we felt some restrictions here because of the gravity. We're able to release the chest lower, and hopefully we're aligning the arms with the ears. If it's too easy for you, it's not necessary for the students that attend in the online practice in person, but for the recording, you might want to lift the blocks in a higher level and come to one more variation. But yes, definitely everyone can try that. But if you're trying this, you want to keep your elbows straight. So that will give you the sense of the more extension in your thoracic spine. A lot of a stretch on the front of the shoulders. So we'll have here a breath. And then we will release the blocks. Maybe bring the knees together and just have a bit of the rest here. Bringing the arms on the sides, palms facing the ceiling. Relaxing the shoulders. Taking the breath. So letting the shoulders a bit of a rest. They love to be in this internal rotation. And then we'll come into the tabletop position, again pressing the floor, and we would like to make sure that we're not shrugging the shoulders and we're not retracting the shoulder blades. So there's no collapse of the chest down. We're pushing the floor and we're puffing space between the shoulder blades up toward the ceiling. So if you want to put a cup of tea in between your shoulder blades, it will be solid there. It's not going to spill. And in this position, we will extend one leg at a time to come into the plank, tucking the tailbone under, having strong glutes, pulling the belly in, and continue to focus on push off the floor away. Make sure your shoulders are not moving backward from the alignment of the wrist. And let's drop the knees down to the floor. We'll remain in a kneeling position, not for long, and we'll bring the arms in front. So that's exactly how you've been right now in the plank. Palms are facing front, so extended wrist. And now imagine you coming down to the floor. But when we have a weight, we have maybe a lack of the shoulder strength. So I want you to mimic this movement here. So when you have alignment here, wrist with the shoulder, when you move forward, you want to maintain your forearm parallel to the floor. And when you bring the hands on the sides of the ribs, your fingers are much lower than your shoulder. Your forearm is parallel to the floor. Your elbows tucked to your rib cage. You feel that you need to squeeze the shoulder blades, right? But now this is still push. So as you push, think of pressing the palms into imaginary wall, and think of hugging yourself with the shoulder blades, exactly how you did in the plank. When you come with this position, still push, engage all the upper back. So it's not squeezed and you're not coming to the back bend here, but you pressing, engage your forearm, press, and think of your shoulder blades protracted and depressed. Shake your arms. I know it's confusing. Let's try again, but it's really hard to do it when you already have your body weight on your hand. So we'll go one more time. So here is your push. We're pretty good here. I know that we are really using all the muscles to support the shoulder. And now we're bending elbows, that they going toward the rib cage, forearms parallel to the floor, fingers much lower than your shoulders, and you keep your neck long, you're not shrugging your shoulders. And now think of pushing. Engage your arms, like imagine the push. Engage your core and think of this upper back. Let us transfer that into our chaturanga on the floor. We of course going to practice that with the knees on the floor as well. So we're coming into the tabletop position, and then we're moving the knees backward, dropping the hips slightly low to the half plank position. So I would put my block, you don't have to put your block, but for demonstration, I put my block aligned with my forearm. And now I'm in a push position, right? So my space between the shoulder blades puffed forward. And now I start coming down. So I'm going forward with my shoulders and my forearms perpendicular to the floor, and I'm still pushing here, not shrugging my shoulders, and then on some point, I'm bringing belly down to the floor. Let us try again. So I want to observe and come up into plank, knees on the floor. So start position is very important. You have straight alignment, shoulder above the palm, and look forward. Don't look this close to you. Yes, and now move forward with the shoulders, even more, much better, yes. And as you're coming forward, come up and just watch me. When you're coming down, here what's happening, we're shrugging the shoulders. That's exactly what we tried to avoid when we practice it here. So you're still coming and you externally rotating your shoulders and keeping them away, and then coming down. So try one more time. Try one more time. So start with a plank with shoulders aligned. So yes, a little bit forward, knees down, and look forward and bend your elbows. So shoulders moving forward, elbows really close to the rib cage. Very good. Exhale. And then come into child pose just for a quick rest here for the shoulders and the wrists. Stretch your wrists. And we're ready to start adding this flow into our sequence. We'll come to the downward dog initially. And in your downward dog, we also want to have this control of the shoulders. So we're not letting shoulders to be shrugged. And we are trying to separate the shoulder blades apart and push hard. Think of you wanting to bring the body weight to your feet rather than letting all the body weight collapse to your wrist. That's very often brings in uncomfort to the wrist. And then look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Set your feet hip distance, hand here for the breath, and then very slowly come up into standing position. Exhale. Taking the breath. So let us come into mountain pose. So with all the warm up, with all the initiation of the strength of the shoulders, I would like you to feel how your chest is open right now, how you have control of the shoulders here, but at the same time you want to embrace your core muscles, because the core muscles helping you in basically each pose of the flow. With inhale, lift your arms up. Remember, we don't lift the shoulders. Bring the palms together, hinge from the hips. Exhale, fold, release the head down. And then press the palms and step your feet into plank. Let's have a pause into plank. Don't drop your head. Keep your neck parallel to the floor. And now move slightly forward with your shoulders and then drop the knees here. So you're in this plank position and practice your best chaturanga. Going down slow, elbows close to the rib cage, shoulders should end up in front of the palms. If it's not happening, readjust your hands, point your toes, straight legs, lift the chest up, neutral neck, and then tuck your toes, maybe through the cat stretch, come into downward dog. Reset your feet, hip distance, and again, think of pushing the mat away, but when we push, we have a tendency to shrug the shoulders. So here I'm inviting you to be in control where you keep it. You don't want to be rigid in your upper back, but you definitely want to engage all the muscles to support your shoulders and not feeling that you're collapsing all your body weight on the shoulders or wrist. Look forward, step or walk to the front of the mat. Bring the hands on the shins, lift the chest halfway, and then unfold all the way up. Inhale, and let's exhale, arms to the sides of the hips. We'll come one more time the same way. With inhale, lift the arms up. Bring the palms together, hinge from the hips. Exhale, releasing the head. Lifting the head slightly and stepping back into the plank. Having a pause into plank. Focusing on push, focusing on the glutes, legs, abdomen muscles, and then drop the knees. And already here, and this movement of dropping the knees, your shoulders start moving forward, and then continue to move forward, and you push. You control your shoulders. You're still pushing. You're not collapsing. You're pushing, and you're coming down. Exhale. Hands on the sides of the rib cage. Roll the shoulders back, pointed toes. Inhale, come into cobra. Tuck your toes. Exhale. Come into the downward dog and control your shoulders. One more time. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look forward and step to the front of the mat. Bring the hands on the shins, lift the chest halfway, and unfold all the way up and standing. Exhale, bring the arms on both sides of the hips. We're going to pick up 2 blocks now and place them on your palms like you are holding the plates. And we'll step into the lunge with the left foot back, right knee forward. So take your time to find a comfortable lunge. It doesn't need to be extremely long. Make sure the front knee 90 degree and you're trying to press your left heel down. So control your ankle for now. Your ankle is straight, so your heel is straight back, and depend on the mobility of your ankle, you're pressing the heel down. You're finding that support comes from your back leg, your front knee 90 degree. And here we will open the left elbow, keeping elbow close, working on the external rotation of the shoulder. And then we're going to press the right block up toward the ceiling. And press it really hard from your upper back. Engage your core, so don't extend, don't collapse your lower back. Pull the belly in, press and hold, press and hold. One more time, holding, and then releasing your right arm, releasing your left, and step to the front, will change. Stepping the right foot back, taking time to establish your support here, and then we will open the right forearm, elbow is close to the rib cage, and then we press the left palm up, and press it not from your shoulder up, but from your upper back and core. Hold it here. Try not to rotate yourself to the right. Your hips and shoulders facing front. Press, 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 and let's release and step to the front. Exhale. Let's release the blocks, come to the front of the mat, and we'll come into flow where we will work a little bit with resistance band. With inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding forward into the Uttanasana. Step in the left foot back, and we will pull the band to step on it with your right foot, and you lift your torso just 45 degrees, so your belly is not collapsing to the thigh, but you're not too high. You're in the 45 degree. You're extending your arms to grab the band with a little bit of a stretch here, not too much, keeping the wrists straight. And now we're going to pull the band toward the hips, squeezing the shoulder blades, and release. And do it again. 2, squeeze, elbows goes back, and release. And squeeze, that's 3, and release. And that's 4, and release. Make sure shoulders goes back. 5, and release. And we're stepping into plank. Take your time to find your plank. Push the floor. Push the floor. And then drop the knees. And here you're coming forward, and it looks like it's a pulling, but you push. You push and you engage, engage, engage your upper back, and come down, exhale. With inhale, press the floor and come into the upper dog or cobra. Tuck your toes, exhale into the downward dog. And then your downward dog, again, emphasize the push, emphasize the control of the shoulders, but also no collapse of your rib cage toward the floor. Keep your core embraced here by maintaining neutral spine. And then step the right foot a little bit closer to the midline. Step the left foot forward and place the band under the left foot. Lift your torso up. Take your time here to reestablish your position. 45 degrees of the torso's continuation of your leg. And we're going to pull toward the hips, keeping elbows close to the rib cage, so elbows not coming to the side. And release. That's 1, pull, That's 2, pull. 3, pull. 4, pull. 5. Just release the strap or band on the floor and step your left foot back. Exhale. On inhale, come to plank, push, drop the knees, and come slowly in control without losing the strength of their back. Exhale. Press the floor, come to cobra, upward dog, whatever is in your repertoire, and come to the downward dog. Exhale. Long spine. Let's have here 3 more exhales. And then look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Bring the hands on the shins. Inhale, come up. And then unfold all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms on the sides of the hips. Let's flow again. We're going to be using this band one more time. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Release the head. Stepping the left foot back into lunge. Picking up the band and this time coming into the high torso position, into your warrior one. We'll keep the band in front and we will stretch it. Straight arms and then bring back. And now let's stretch, bending elbows and back. And stretch straight elbows and back. And here stretch with bent elbows and back. One more time, straight elbows and back, and bend elbows and back. Release the strap down to the floor and step into downward dog. Taking the breath, stepping the left foot forward into lunge, picking up the band, coming up. Same sequence. Well, bring the arms in front, straight arms, and stretch with straight arms. So arms stopping, aligning with the shoulder, and release. And this time you're bending, slightly more squeeze in the shoulder, slightly more work for the external rotation, and release. And stretch, arms straight, and release. And bend, and release. And straight, and release, and bend, and release. Release the band down to the floor and step into downward dog. Exhale. Long spine. Look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Exhale here. And then this time we'll roll up slowly, vertebra by vertebra, into standing position, and we'll rest. Exhale. So we will let the upper body rest here. We'll work a little bit on mobility of the hip and ankle, and this is really helping you to work on stabilization of your opposite hip. So we're coming into the lunge. So your regular lunge with the heel up. So you might watch me first. So we're coming here with the hips and shoulders facing front, back ankle is straight. And then we will drop the heel without dropping this front knee forward. We'll just have a bit of external rotation of the left hip, and then we're gonna come back to stay straight. And then we're gonna again drop the heel and slightly open, and then come back. And focus on stabilization of the opposite hip. Okay, go a couple of more times. Yes, I want to observe you. So very simple, right? This is our warrior one. This is basically our warrior two, if it's easy for you, right? And notice how I give you cues to drop the heel, but it's actually what? Your hip rotation, right? And you stabilizing the front knee. You're not letting the front knee to collapse. Maybe go 3 more times. Very good. Excellent. Very good. and we will change. So going with the opposite leg in front, finding first, it doesn't need to be super long, making sure that your back ankle is straight, and here we will drop the heel, external rotation of the hip, and then come back, and then drop and come back, maintaining front knee straight, and again open and back. So the initiation is in the hip, and then ankle is following through the knee joint, because the knee joint is just the hinge. So whatever we do in the hip, knee will go alignment. And let's rest. So that was great. We now want to bring it into the real balance. So first, let us just explore how we feel today in a balance. And we'll bring the body weight to the right foot, having the knee soft, and we'll lift the left leg. So very similar to what we were here, but the foot was on the floor. We're now grounding through the right heel and lifting the left leg, flexing the left foot, having a little bit of a torso folding forward to compensate that. But I want you to feel that you can really bounce on your right leg, keeping the hips just aligned with your mid-foot heel. So body weight on the heel. Straight back leg, please. Yes. Press the heel away. Okay, great. Let's go to the other side. So bringing the body weight to the left foot, extending the right, maybe leaning forward a little bit, softening the standing knee, and hold here, maybe a little bit of a bouncing. So I want to feel, and I want you to see it in your body, that you're really in control of the body weight sitting above the heel rather than collapsing to your quad. So find that, find this back leg, because you need this balance for the next progression. Release. Okay, so you can observe me here. You can sense what we're going to do. We will be opening and closing. Opening and closing, okay? Go on your own pace. I want you to do at least 5 good ones. So you're starting with a position here. You can use your arms for balance if it's easy for you. It's also going to show you how much you are rotating. So when you come here, the foot in the air is pointing to the floor. When you're opening, foot is pointing to the camera, shoulders rotated. The whole movement is happening in the hips. Okay, so you don't need to hold long. You just go, establish your balance, go back. Establish your balance, open, establish your balance, and go back. Yes. So when you're coming back, I'm going to give you a hint. You need to embrace your core a lot and have a bit of a bouncing on your standing knee to activate your hamstring and glute to stabilize yourself here. And then you're opening again. And then again, as you drop in the hip, immediately the body, it's like a chair pose. The body weight slightly shifting backward to your heel of standing leg. You're going to find this helping you to get your balance. Yes, I see it's hard, but don't be frustrated. You're doing great. Let us go to the other side. So finding your position here, and you're shifting, and you come in here. It's like you're pulling that left thigh bone in, and feel the body weight travel slightly toward the back of your standing foot. And open, and then immediately, sorry, immediately go. Oh, I'm got excited. I need some water. Sorry about that. And let us return back to the front of the mat. Bring the arms on the sides of the hips and let's have one more flow. With inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding forward all the way down. With next inhale, step back into plank. Push the floor, drop the knees. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come into cobra. Tuck your toes. Exhale, come into the downward dog. Step in the right foot forward. Drop in the back heel and find in your warrior two with the arm going to the both direction, establishing your back of the body and then bring gaze to the front. Make sure the front knee 90 degree and feel your back leg, your glute and hamstring. Feel the anchoring through the outer edge of the back foot. Making a huge circle with the left arm and stepping into plank, pushing the floor. Dropping the knees, exhale, come down. Hands on the sides of the rib cage. Inhale, come up. Tuck your toes. Exhale, come into the downward dog. Stepping the left foot forward, dropping the right heel, walking hands to the edge of the mat. Inhale here, taking arms on the sides into the warrior two. Again, making sure that we're not collapsing forward, not having all the body weight on the left quad, using the back leg, stretching the arms to the both directions. Huge circle with the right arm, stepping into plank, push the floor, and then coming down, exhale. Pressing the hands, coming into cobra, and this time pressing into child pose, letting the arms to come to the sides of the torso, relaxing the shoulders. And come up. And I would like to introduce the chest press that it looks like very similar to what we do in chaturanga, but in fitness it's a bit of a difference to activate. So in chest press in a fitness, it's activation of the chest muscles, right? So if we're going to have if we're going to have the dumbbells in the hands, we would like to work a little bit different with the back of the body to comparison to our chaturanga. Okay, chaturanga is when the movement is kind of a pulling, it's still push. So we need to have our shoulder blades protracted and depressed. And for the chest press, we will, just watch me first, we will have two blocks, one on the behind the other, and that will create a little bit of the extension for the back. And then we're going to bring the arms here, so you will feel how you have the chest stretch, and you pretend you're holding the dumbbells. So you want to maintain this extension all the time, and as you press, you want not to lift your shoulder blades. So opposite to what we tried in the beginning of the class, you want to keep your shoulder blades pressed into the block, and you want to squeeze your pecs. So it's really challenging, it's really confusing. And yes, today I wanted to spend some time to explain that yoga chaturanga is quite different from the chest press in push-ups. Okay, so let us come here with the head supported by the edge of the block. So you should be feeling how your shoulder blades kind of hugging the blocks, right? So you're letting the elbows touch the floor. Forearms are perpendicular to the floor, okay? And make a fist, pretend that this is a dumbbells. Okay, so keep this hugging the blocks with the shoulder blades as you press in the arms straight. And when the arms are straight in front of your chest, you still want to hug the blocks with your shoulder blades, and you're feeling those chest muscles engaged, and then release. Try several times on your own, and I want you to pause here. We don't have dumbbells, but I want you to focus on the squeezing the chest muscles when you're pressing, and you at the same time hugging the blocks with the shoulder blades. So there's a pause, and it's really to get into proper chest press and then push-ups. We need to have this great connection to our upper back. So take a couple of times and have this pause of holding the wrist and keep hugging, like your fists are reaching to the ceiling and your shoulder blades actually go in opposite direction, and you immediately feel the squeeze of the chest muscles. So I hope that was successful, and you were able to find the difference by what we tried before, pressing the palms away and taking the shoulder blades forward from the chest press when we're pushing the weight, but we're keeping the shoulder blades down. Okay, and let's release the arms, and we'll take the blocks away. Maybe put them on the left side of your body. We might one block on the top of the other, and we'll have a bit of the leg stretches, hip stretches here. We will use the resistance band. We'll take the right leg up, bring the strap around the right foot, and then extend your arms, grab the band with a straight wrist, bend your elbows to the side, and no worries of how close you bring your toe. Find the position where your knee is straight. Ground your shoulder blades. So hopefully by the end of the session, you have more control of protraction and retraction of the shoulders. So here you're bending elbows, like pulling, yes, in a diamond shape, and you keep your shoulder blades really firm on the floor. And here we're pressing the heel up toward the ceiling, creating stretch of the hamstring, but hamstring on the floor is also working passively with flexing the left foot as well. Then we bring the strap to the right hand, bringing the left hand to the left hip, and we'll open the leg to the side. And as you open the leg, I want you to think of external rotation of your right thigh. So while you're trying to bring the heel down, you're going to be limited in the hip rotation. So it doesn't need to be down on the floor. It's probably much higher, maybe 45 degrees, and work on this rotation. So it's like you want to take your heel up toward the ceiling. That's going to give you rotation of the hip, your left shoulder blades grounded on the floor. And then bring the leg up back, bring the strap to your left hand, bring the right arm as an anchor on the floor, and go across. So here you might find your blocks handy to support if your leg is much higher. So yeah, no use of the blocks. You feel stretch on the back of the right leg, and again, I'm inviting you to keep your knees straight. So don't worry of how low you go, but keep the knees straight. You can turn your gaze to the right. Keep grounding the right shoulder blade, and quite intense stretch for the leg and hip. And bring the right leg up and release. Before we go to the other side, rearrange your hips, rearrange your shoulders. So if you use the blocks, you can bring them to the right. If you were higher than the block level, maybe there's no use of them. We'll start with the left leg up, right leg on the floor. And we'll flex the right foot, we'll flex the left foot, reaching up, grabbing the band, bending elbows, so creating the diamond shape. And again, focusing on pressing the heel up, stretching the hamstring here, shoulders are released. And we use tighten the strap more of the securing the foot rather than pulling. Bring the strap to the left hand, bring the right hand on the left hip, open leg to the side, and again, think of the heel goes to the ceiling. That's helping you to find your external rotation of the left hip. Shoulders align on the floor, head is aligned with the spine. Yesterday in the class, I saw how students were compensating by turning the head to one shoulder. Try to visualize that spine is all aligned here on the midline of the mat. Let's bring the leg up, bring the strap to the right hand, and go to the other side, bringing the left arm to the floor. Straight knee, ground your left shoulder blade. And release the leg up, and let us take the band away, and we'll maybe get one block to place it under the hips, and we'll take the legs up for our restorative inversion. Try to maintain 90 degrees of legs, and here is the chance for you again to move a little bit your ankles, maybe move your toes, see if you can control the movement of the toes, if you can move them one by one, flexing and pointing the toes, moving the feet from side to side, some lateral rotation, anything that feels right. You can have a couple of knee bends, you can just shake your legs. Of course, you can add the shaking of the arms here, so activation of your lymphatic system. And when you're ready, you just bending the knee, placing the feet on the floor to remove the block. If you're feeling that you want to get a bit of a stretch for the lower back, you can bring the knees to your chest and rock from side to side, and then we'll extend the legs, taking arms to the side. So let us find this external rotation of the hips. We'll practice that in our segment of the mobility and stability of the hips. So let your toes fall apart. Separate your heels and find a comfortable set of your thigh bones into hip socket. Readjust your shoulders and maybe squeeze the shoulder blades and then relax them, and notice how that will turn your palms toward the ceiling. Keep your neck long. Make sure that you're not lifting chin too high. If it's happening, maybe you need some support, a couple of layers of a folded towel behind the back of the head for Shavasana. Let us take a couple of deep exhales through the mouth to help us to get again sense of gravity, sense of grounding, sense of rooting. We had a couple of quite intense moments through the practice today. We definitely worked on the upper body strength, where we usually have a bit of a lack of confidence in our strength. But also the balance today was challenging as we tried to pair that with a hip mobility and stability. Take all this effort away from your mind, away from your body. Focus on your breathing, that become light. When you're ready to come back from Shavasana, start with the movements of fingers and toes, bending elbows, bending knees. Maybe a bit of a shaking, maybe a bit of a rocking with the knees to your chest. Till you're ready to roll on one side and come into seated position. Rearrange your ankles to be comfortable. Bring your hands to the knees first, elongate through the spine, and then bring your hands in front of the heart. Thank yourself for being able to practice today, and hopefully found some strength of the upper back. The movements that we might use in our functional movements off the mat, and hopefully this practice will help you to stay mindful when you do activities in your house, outside of the house, off the mat. Namaste.